Hi, this is Zach Meir with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach'sTradersCafe.com for Thursday, the 31st of August. Starting off with the S&P, which has cleared the 50-day moving average very well indeed. So 44.60, the level there. We're well above that now, and really heading into this sort of minor resistance from the way down around 45.35. Through that, and we're looking at a potential move up to the old January resistance line projection is 46.70 as soon as the end of next month. But the key here is remaining above that 50-day line. Maximum downside at the moment obviously seen as being recent support around 43.30. Moving along to the stocks, and starting off with Aeon Biopharma. Here you can see that we've gapped out through that falling wedge that we identified previously. I think we were looking for a breakout maybe at the beginning of the week, but it's taken a couple of days extra. The unfilled gap to the upside through that wedge is a powerful signal, as is the bullish divergence with the lower lows for August but higher RSI trace. Suggests that we should be heading up towards the 50-day line, $6.80, and then up to as high as $9 at the 200-day moving average by the end of next month. If you're cautious, you wait for an end-of-day close back above 580, which was the old support on the way down for the shares. Moving along to a new name, and here we've got a situation which is encouraging, to say the least. Boxlight, broadening triangle base, breaking through the 50-day moving average around $2.20. Above that, we're looking for the 200-day moving average at $2.90 as soon as the end of next month. Nice, effectively, what we've got here is a triple bottom for the shares, and also a bear trap from below the old January support there around the $2.10 area. 50-day moving average starting to rise as well, which gives encouragement to the bull argument. Moving along, and here we've got another new name, which is Beneficient. Here it looks like a wedge break through the 50-day moving average around $2.50. Above that, we're looking for the top of that rising trend channel from back in June as high as $5.40 to be hit as soon as the end of next month. The reason for the relative optimism is the bullish divergence. So we had lower lows for July and August, but the RSI line has been rising ever since, and since the beginning of last month, and therefore this looks like a decent recovery play. A stock which I've covered here quite a few times before is coming up next, Elox Pharmaceuticals, and here after the triple, I suppose we're really in a range between $4 and $11, looking for the $11 zone again by the end of next month, if we can get decent price action at and above the 200-day moving average around $4.90. Nice start there with the unfilled gap to the upside yesterday through the 50-day moving average, which tends to be a good recovery trigger. We also never filled that gap there from back in July and found support above the top of that gap, which is another plus point for the long argument. Onto a stock which is looking decent at the moment. It's Grow Generation, which is bounced off the floor of that falling trend channel there from the beginning of the year. Floor there around $2.50. Above that, we're looking for $4 as soon as the end of next month. Hopefully there'll be a bit of a turnaround given the strong RSI profile that we've had. It's sort of flat, even though the shares went to a new low during the month, new temporary low, and neckline resistance there, which has been broken around 280. So above 280, looking for $4 over the near term, hopefully by, as I said, the end of next month. Moving along to a situation which is pretty dynamic, to say the least. Greenland Technologies, unfilled gap to the upside through the, above the 50-day line and through the 200-day moving average. The view at this stage is that above the old February resistance, we're looking for the shares to have a further push to the upside, perhaps as high as $3.30 over the next 2 to 3 weeks at a resistance line there from back at the tail end of last year, basically from November. So that's the top of that trend channel at 330, and ideally the shares stay above the 250 zone, former resistance in the meantime. Live One is next, and the position here is that we're just breaking out into new higher ground by a smidgen. We've got rising 50-day line there, a broadening triangle, sort of a cross between a broadening triangle and a rising trend channel. Call it rising trend channel, I suppose. 240 the top of that channel, so we're looking for that while we remain above recent resistance around 190. So reasonable risk reward situation on offer there. Another new name coming up, and here you can see that Martin Midstream is pushing through recent resistance. That was around the $2.90 level. Above that, on an end-of-day close basis, we're looking for the shares to hit the top of that rising trend channel from the end of January, as high as $3.60 by the end of next month. Only really back below the 200-day line around 270, really questioning the push higher for those shares. On to Nvidia, which I suppose is the stock of the year already, although the year hasn't finished. Here, not far off the all-time highs, the best level there around 502, and according to the chart here, looking for the shares to hit up to $533, or $530 to be more precise, and above that up to as high as 580 is the best case scenario target by the end of next month. The key here is to hold above the 50-day moving average at 445, and let's see if Nvidia can do that. A recent big winner here has been Renovaro Biosciences, and here you can see one of our favorite setups, unfull gap to the upside through the 200-day moving average, the back line there around $1.10, and at the moment the share's looking pretty strong while we're above the initial August resistance at 230. Above that, looking for a move as high as $3.50 or even 60 by the end of next month, so shaping up very nicely there. SeqLL is next, and SeqLL. Here we've got broadening triangle base, and here you can see that that broadening triangle has been in place since March. Finally looks like the shares are on the move, but that very strong day that we've had yesterday, key reversal to the upside. The view now is that above post-July resistance, old July resistance around $18.10, we're looking as high as not $29 by the end of next month, and ideally we stay on the right side of that 200-day moving average around $18.14 in the meantime. Finishing off with another big riser, and here it comes in the form of VCI Global. Here we had an uphill gap to the upside. The shares have come back to fit it and test the 50-day moving average at $4.20, but it still means that we're looking for a top of April rising trend channel as high as $9.70 by the end of next month. Nice double RSI bounce there above the 50 level, or at the 50 level, and that should provide further momentum for the shares. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.